for joining me today. I am journaling in Proverbs 25, verse 13, and this message is all about snow in wintertime. And I began by using a napkin that I got at a Christmas party this year. It's funny when you go to a Christmas party and you look more at the napkins than you do at the food, you know you're a paper crafter. So I grabbed one of the napkins because it was awesome, and I'm going to be using that in my Bible. Now, I'm actually going to be speeding through this process because you end up not seeing the napkin very much, but I'm linking a previous video that I've done up here in the right-hand corner for napkin art, so you can see more slowly and in detail how you do napkin art. But basically you begin, I'm using medium, just some matte medium, and I'm putting that on the page. I've ripped out the napkin, the part that I'm using. You have to separate the image, and you just tear that out. So I'm now gluing that onto my page with the matte medium. I put some down on the paper first, on the page, and now I'm putting some of the matte medium on top of the napkin. And I'm using both this sponge, what is this? A sponge, and also my finger just to blend it. You want to do the whole page so that the whole page is the same, because it will change kind of the makeup, the way the page feels and the way the page looks. I'm drying that, and then I'm going to give it another coat. I did trim those edges off. Now I'm giving it another coat. The really cool thing about the napkin art is it just blends into the page. It looks like it was printed on the page, and you can actually see through the napkin. You dry it really well on both sides, on the front and the back, and there it is. That's the finished product. If in hindsight, I kind of wish I had just left a lot of these die cuts and ephemera off, but oh well. I have lots of these napkins to work with. One napkin gives you at least, what was it, 4 images, so I might come back and do that again. But I'm adding some of these little die cuts and ephemera. These are from the tip-ins from the Illustrated Faith Advent line. And they are so cute. They're not necessarily just Christmassy. They are certainly wintry. And we had a rare winter week in Florida last week, and so I'm just all feeling the winter feels. And these particular images say things like winter kisses, Jesus and hot cocoa, Jesus and coffee. So I'm putting those on there. Now this verse, I'm cutting the corners there, and I cut out these mugs, and I'm putting those there in the center. I'm going to add a couple of these other elements. I'm going to isolate the cocoa and the hot cocoa and the coffee, and now I'll get back to the verse in just a second, but now I'm going to get my alpha stickers. These are still from the Advent line. I'm just trying to use up what I have here, and I'm using the stickers. I'm going to use the alpha stickers that say hope and snow. Now, I don't have any more O's left, but I'm using my zeros. So that works. They work just fine. And now you'll see I don't have any N's left, but I'm going to use an upside down U, and that works just fine too. So it gives it that kind of, just gives it that style, that look to it. Now the W, I realized I had to push them over a little bit, but that's why I don't place them down. I don't push them down hard. I just kind of stick them on the page just lightly so that I have just some give so I can move them around. So hope and snow, and I'm going to fill those in. Now the verse says, like the cold of snow in time of harvest is a faithful messenger to those who send him, for he refreshes the soul of his masters. This is a verse in Proverbs, and Proverbs is full of these just powerful little statements. And to me, this text is about how the message of hope is as refreshing as snow. And snow, even though it can end up getting messy and it can end up getting yucky, it is so refreshing and clean and beautiful at the beginning and just cleansing. And there's something just sparkling and crisp and that cold air, and snowflakes, it feels like you're getting kissed by a snowflake. And it's a very refreshing feel. Now, I love living in Florida in the wintertime. It's the best where you don't have all this cold weather, but it's a nice feeling, and it certainly is. I do miss the snow at times. So the rare snow that we had and the rare cold weather we had here in Florida, I'm just all into this wintry feel. So this message about the hope and the message of Jesus, and what I'm going to end up doing here, I'm going to say Jesus' message of hope is as refreshing as snow. Now, what you see me doing down here is I'm just playing around, putting some of the ephemera, some of the leftover stickers that say winter kisses, and then these pieces that I cut, I'm going to have Jesus plus winter kisses and coffee and hot cocoa, and then I'm going to use that Jesus up at the top. Now this tag, again, is from the Advent line, and it says hope, and I'm going to use that up at the top. You saw me pull out the washi tape from the Advent line. This was from the Advent devotional, and it just has all these mugs on it. It gives the feeling of comfort, that Jesus gives us comfort, and again, hope. And that's really the idea that I'm going for here, that Jesus gives us hope. And his hope is so refreshing. It is so comforting. There's nothing like the hope that we have in Jesus. His grace and his righteousness covers us like a snow covers our wickedness and our sinfulness. And that's just the best news ever. So here I'm just filling it in with a brush marker. I'm writing refreshing. I probably should have started up at the top because I do end up smearing that just a tiny bit, but oh well, it's all good. So I'm going to say Jesus' message of hope is as refreshing as snow. So I stick that up there, and then I put an apostrophe after Jesus. I know it should really be spelled differently, but I just go with that because I don't want to put another S on there. I underline the verse, and I'm going to add that tag up at the top after I put some more washi tape down. Now decide to put this little arrow there to point to the arrow, and I'm just moving some of these pieces around a little bit. Again, I don't stick them down hard. I just kind of place them on there first until I decide exactly where I want them to go. Now you see I've pretty much covered up this big old snowflake napkin that I've put down there, and I spent so much time getting that on there. So I don't know, I kind of wish that I had just kept it a little more plain, but I do like the way this page ended and turned out too. So again, like I said, I've got more napkins, so I'll just probably go back and do that on another page. But I do, again, like the way this turned out, because I do like this idea and this theme and this message, just this message of hope and how Jesus gives us hope and he gives us comfort. So I'm just sticking that up there. I'm going to add that, and I have a tag that I'm going to add with my there's my date, and then I have a ribbon that I put up there, filling in a little bit because I told you that did smear just a tad, so I'm going in with my pen, my precision pen, and filling that in. So that's the page. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. Here are some close-ups. Again, Jesus is a message of hope, and I hope that you find Jesus as refreshing as snow this winter season. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, if you found it inspirational. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I do have all the products linked in the comments section, so check those out. Until next time, bye-bye.